So everyone, today's topic is dress code. So generally, dress code. What is the meaning? What do we understand by dress code? When we say dress code, what is dress code? That means there are few defined codes of dresses which we need to wear on defined places. Like an example, like an example, if someone is going to a church, they can generally in India what happens if you're going for a church, you have to dress well, especially in formals, right? So there is a dress code. You will not find anyone who is wearing a dhoti and going to a disco because casual dresses are allowed there. No formals, even hardcore formals are not allowed. Yes, typical traditional dresses are not allowed. So dress code means you need to follow the rules and regulations of the dresses. Defined codes are there which you need to follow for some specific places. There's a quote written. It says that we act the way we dress. Neglected and untidy clothes reflect a neglected and untidy mind. What happened is that you might have seen this thing when you wear clean and formal dresses, like college uniform. When you wear it washed, clean and nice clothes, nicely ironed clothes. How do you feel? You feel very energetic. You feel very energetic, confident. The day you started wearing jeans and t-shirts, sports shoes in your uniform, how do you feel? You become very casual. Your approach become very casual. So your dress code value gives a huge value. Dress code gives a huge impact in your approach as well. So the way you behave, the way you dress, in the same way you behave as well. If you dress well, you will behave nice. If you dress casual, your behavior will go casually as well. So you need to take good care of this thing. So on the next slide it says, the next slide it says, purpose and importance. Why dress code is important and what is the purpose? It helps to maintain professional image, carries certain message that directly affects perception of anyone. What happens, say example, I work in downtown university, some downtown university. If I come out of my home wearing a jeans and a chappal or a flip-flop wearing a t-shirt, and my neighbors are asking me, Ronit, where are you going? And I'm telling them that I'm going to office. So they will not only have an image of, they will not only say think that where do Ronit work, they will think that the place where Ronit works, it's not a professional place. It's not a good organization. That's why he can wear anything and everything and he can go back to office. So your dress code is not only defining you, also the organization which is associated with you. Now, since you're the student, so your dress code will not only define you, at the same time, it will define the university with whom you are associated, right? So, it will, people will have some perception, maybe the correct perception, maybe the wrong perception, based on your dress code. So, it is you who will give the perception to the other person. So if you wanted to give a good perception, you have to dress well. If you wanted to give a wrong perception, you have to dress the way you want, you can dress. I mean, casual dress code. And your dress code gives the first impression. There is a saying in English, first impression is the last impression. Yes, which we have heard, we heard this thing saying by so many people that first impression is the second impression. Yes, sorry, first impression is the last impression. But you remember this thing, you will never get a second chance to create your first impression once again. You will never ever get a second chance to create your first impression. So whatever is your first impression is the last impression on you. And it will be based on your behavior, based on your dress code as well. So therefore, appropriate dress along with basic ethics is one of the most common association made for professionalism. You all are the students of engineering, mechanical engineers, computer science engineers. These are very legitimate courses. Still, if you go to villages, you ask small kids, Beta, what do you want to be in your future? I want to be engineer. I want to be an engineer. I want to be a doctor. Engineer, doctor, still in that category. So you are pursuing it. If you do not, if you don't know how to take it up, let the place where it is, do not destroy it. Right? So how can you keep it upward? By your good behavior, good work, your good professionalism. And unless you don't follow the basics of professionalism, you will not take it. No, you cannot take it up. The basics of professionalism is that first thing is that you need to wear formals and you need to follow the dress code etiquettes. Next, see, this is what the male outfit. In terms of dress code, this is the male outfit. Formal. When I say formal shirt, when I say formal shirt of a male, must have a collar and a cuff with sleeves, full buttons, light colored, single color preferable, properly ironed and clean. When you are wearing a formal shirt, you have to make sure that it is properly tucked in. So here nowhere written that half shirts are formal. So understand the logical thing. When I say formal shirt for male, half shirts are business casual shirts. Those are not formal shirts. A formal shirt should always have collars, cuffs, full sleeve, full buttons, and you cannot wear very, colorful shirts and printed shirts. Like flowers are printed, animals are printed, Rajasthani prints are there in your shirt. Those are not formal shirts, huh? Remember this thing. This is the formal outfit. I mean trouser for a male. The trouser has to be with regular and Chinese pocket. Regular that means straight. Chinese means a little curve is there, not the jeans pocket. The length of the trouser, it has to be a boot length or the shoe length. It should not be like nowadays we are more influenced with Korean movies, right? So what happened? We have a tendency of wearing short trousers, which is below ankle. That is not falling under formal trousers. That is falling under business casuals. Understood? Dark light color fabric. Fabric you can wear anything dark color, but do not wear yellow, pink, those color of formal trousers. It does not look good and it is not matching as well. Next is socks. When you are wearing a formal shoe, make sure that when you are standing, the socks should not be visible. If it is visible, it's not a formal trouser. That's why we call it as boot length or shoe length. Trouser has to be well ironed, clean. One shirt is equal to one time. One trouser is equal to maximum two times, not more than this. Understood? You have to make sure that one trouser is maximum you're wearing it for two times. After that, you have to wash it. One shirt one time, then wash it. Okay? And the next is pockets should not be loaded with any stuff. Generally, shirts pockets and trouser pockets, we always keep so many things there. Like an example, uh, trouser pocket, I have two phones, wallet, and handkerchief, then bike key or the car key, so many things. So it is overloaded. So when I'm walking, it doesn't look good. And if there are people who have a tendency of keeping earphones or kind of stuffs in the shirt pockets as well. So don't keep those kind of things. It does not look good. Next, male accessories. If you see the accessories, you will understand only formal shoes are allowed. That too preferable is the shoes with less. There are two colors which are allowed. One is a black, another one is a brown. One is a black, another one is a brown. In the brown, whatsoever colors are there, those are allowed. Black shoes are allowed. But other color shoes are not allowed. Boots are not formal shoes. Formal shoes are different and boots are different. Avoid boots loaded and chains and straps. If you are wearing a boot length shoes, as well. Make sure it is not reflecting to the other person that you are wearing a boot. Ideally, formal shoes are different. This line has it should not be there. This you avoid this line. Socks matching with your trouser, not required. Generally, three color socks we can wear, which is coming under formal socks. Like I'm fond of formal socks colors. One is a black, one is gray, another one is a blue. So any three colors you can wear. So, it depends on the organizations as well. So if some organizations allowed white color, then you can wear white socks as well. Like for nurses and paramedical, there are rules that there are few departments where they have to wear white socks on, like nursing. So you need to check with the organization whether this white color they are accepting or not. That is accepting, then you can wear the white socks as well. Yeah. Tie either plain or single stripes. Tie either plain or single stripe. Pin is preferred. So if you use the pin, the tie will look more nice and good on you. If it is, if something, if say example, if you're wearing a tie and it is, wind is blowing faster, so there are chances that your tie will, the shape of the tie is, it will not be in the right place or right shape. So if you use a what to say, type in, it will keep the tie in the right place. Just above or below your belt. The length of the tie is just above your belt or below the belt, not very long. Only formal ties are allowed. Formal belt, see, remember this thing, the color of your belt should match the color of your shoes. If you're wearing a formal black shoe, the belt has to be a black belt. If you're wearing a brown belt, that means your shoe has to be a brown shoe. You have to take care of this thing. These are the do's and don'ts of dress code. Always wear a decent watch. We always say that if you are not wearing a watch, that means you are not aware of the time. If you are not aware of the time, you're gonna give value to the time. So always wear a decent watch. Avoid any earring or any visible piercing. For boys, I'm talking about. Ensure not to. Most of you, I'm not sure. Few of you might have a tattoo in your body, right? So if you have a tattoo, make sure that it should not be in the visible areas. If you have made already, can't help. You have to hide it. And if you are planning to make it, make sure it is nowhere in the areas which are visible. In terms of when you are wearing a formal trouser and a shirt. So when you are wearing a casual dress, if you want to reflect your tattoo, that's absolutely fine. That will be your choice. But when you are wearing a formal dress, formal shirts and a trouser, you have to make sure that your tattoos are not reflected. Yeah. Please ensure hygiene and make sure take bath, apply body spray. So you are taking baths, I'm sure now because of summer season. When you when when it is in winter season, you have to make sure. You have to make sure that still you are taking bath. Of course, you have to wear. Of course, you have to apply body spray in summer, winter, both the seasons. Hair neatly clear cut and combed. Hair neatly cut and combed. Maintain decency. We are not going for fashion show or rock band show with long hairs and it is not allowed. You have to have proper haircut, properly combed. You have to show decency. Here, one thing is not mentioned: shaving. Make sure boys have to go for clean shave. If you are keeping your beard, you have to make sure that you are keeping in such a way it is matching with you and it is look decent on you. It looks professional as well. Half shave, no shave, month, November. Please do not follow those things. Next is when you are talking with someone, make sure you are not chewing anything inside the professional areas like chewing gums. See, for boys we have 10. Generally, we have 10 fingers, right? So one hand, one ring, one hand, one ring. This is the concept on which we allowed in terms of rings, finger rings, right? So one hand, one ring, one hand, one ring. So two hand, two rings. But generally, there are organizations which only allowed you to wear the engagement ring, except that no other rings are allowed. But that depends again organization to organization, varying from organization to organization. But if possible, maintain the thing one hand, one ring, another hand, another ring. Okay. See, items to be avoided male, this kind of jeans, sports shoes, tattoos, then piercings like this kind of t-shirts, boots, tracks, hairstyles, shirts. Generally, boys used to, take out the shirts like this without tucked in, like this kind. This is not allowed. Female outfit. There are few females in the class. So females, ladies, you can see this one. Both Western and Indian formals can be worn. When we talk about dress code, Western and Indian can be worn. Shirts or three-quarter blouse with cuff is preferred. Shirts with full button preferred. Maintain all dress hygienic factors. Avoid fancy stuffs and clothings. Salwar suit with a dupatta or sari can be worn. Do I have to explain anything here? Girls, girls, do I have to explain anything out here? Anyways, guys, let's proceed. So these are the things of female outfit. You check if you have any questions for me, you can ask me. These are the examples of female outfit. These are Western formals. These are Indian formals. Salwar suit examples are not given here, but you can check all this in YouTube and Google as well. Points to remember in terms of females: trousers ankle length without any folds. Skirt must be knee length with proper stockings. Shoes single color with or without heels. Straps. Here, for girls, there are only two hairstyles are allowed. One is a ponytail, another one is a bun. Other than these two, no other hairstyles are allowed. Ensure single hair color for boys and girls for everyone. The hair color you cannot do, highlighting of your hairs like one stick, two stick, five stick. No sticks, please. You have to have a global hair color, whatsoever color you are using. And when you are using a hair color, make sure it is going with your personality and with your complexion. Out of the blue, you don't want to look like odd man out. If I'm not wrong. So avoid pin with shiny glitters, small in size and black in color. It is advisable. So what these things are talking about, hair clips when you're using, no? Hair clips when you're using, make sure these are black in color, small in size. No glittery one, no designer ones. And next is, no red color lipsticks and nail polish. The colors which are allowed are pink, light pink, and nude colors without glitters. See, again the next points which needs to be followed. Accessories, if you see the do's and don'ts, maximum two rings are advisable. 10 fingers, one hand, one ring, another hand, one ring. So 10 fingers generally we have in one person, two hands, 10 fingers generally. So suggested is two rings. So ensure no unusual body tattoo or piercing is visible are visible. If you have more than one, please make sure it is not visible. Avoid transparent garments. You should not wear those kind of clothes which reflects your skin. So you have to make sure this thing. Avoid heavy makeup. Remember, it's a formal job intake. When you're going for some job interviews, you have to make sure that you have to avoid heavy makeups. That's not a fashion show. That's a job interview. You have to look professional and formal rather than model. Maybe boys and girls, for everyone this is applicable. Transparent, natural, clear and conservative color lipstick and nail polish is advisable. So as I said, pink, light pink, and nude colors are allowed. Nude color without glitters, those are allowed. So before it was avoid kajal. You can use kajal, but not the anarkali style. You cannot do so. Simple, you have to color your eye with the, if you want to, you can use the kajal, but not the anarkali style. Next is items to be avoided for females. See the boots, slippers, this kind of heels, sports shoes, this kind of t-shirts, red color lipsticks, stockings like this torn one, tattoos, the shorts and jeans, these are not allowed for girls. Remember this thing. Summary of this entire dress code is you need to have a decent hairstyle. For boys, clean shave. For girls and boys both, you should have warm smile on your face, then decent formal dresses, correct body posture. Start with a firm handshake whenever you start with your conversation or communication with anyone and everyone. Make sure it should always start with a smile in your face and firm handshake. Understood, guys? Do you have any questions for me?
No, sir.
Very
sir.
good. Very good. Very good. So,
No, sir.
guys, remember, for everyone, the PPT which I have shown you, I'm sure Dular has taken the screenshot. If you have not, please get it from Dular. Remember this thing, questions will be coming from this topic. In your second sessional as well, questions will be coming from this topic. So prepare well. Trust me, I'm there to give you marks. But the question is, are you there? Are you there to take marks from my end? Okay.
Yes,
So
sir.
okay. So guys, thank you so much. Maybe next week we will be seeing each other on in the offline classes. Isn't it? रंजीत,
Yes,
अगले
sir.
अगले हफ्ते से आप लोग ऑफलाइन क्लास में आ रहे हो ना?
Yes, sir.
चलो, फिर तो let's
Yes, sir.
meet in the offline classes next week onwards. So guys, thank you so much. Stay safe and stay blessed.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you
Thank
so
you,
much.
sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank
Thank
you.
you, sir.